Hello and welcome to all you Sagittarians. This is your yearly horoscope for 2023. In a nutshell, of course, but it's just to know what is the flavor of 2023. When we have, and of course, I'm going to look at the outer planets and I'm going to look at, are there important retrogrades going on? So yes, the outer planets, they are now not clashing anymore, which is a good thing. So we've been having the last 2 years, 2021, 2022, Saturn clashing with Uranus, which is a bit like, I want to go forwards, but I can't. I want to do new stuff, but I can't. I have to do 50-50 here. That is solved around, certainly around, you could say March time and onwards. But let's look in particular, what are the planets, those outer planets doing in your horoscope? Let's start with Pluto. Pluto will be like last year. For most of the year, it will be in Capricorn in your second house. But there is a small pocket of time between March and June that it's going to be in Aquarius in your third house. And that is a good thing, because then Pluto works in your favor. Aquarius is a sextile to your fiery Sagittarian energy. And with Pluto there tiptoeing in the sign of Aquarius, because for then in 2024 it's a little bit more of that, but it's like a preview, you could say, or a sneak preview. It means that you could go through some transformations already, considering the third house. So the third house is learning something. So you could be learning a skill that is life transforming. Like for instance, you could be learning how to drive. And that has a very positive knock-on effect, Pluto, which means deep transformation for the rest of your future, right? You can apply for a job where you need a car, for instance, these kind of stuff. So learning and teaching is definitely on the horizon there. But also, it's a social house. So siblings and people from the neighborhood, neighbors and all of that. There could be some transformation also going on there, all with them. And that has a very important effect on you as well. And of course, it can also mean your style of communication is going to be more intense, more deep, more transformative. And but for the rest of the year, as I said, it's Pluto and Capricorn in your second house. So there's still for you this really deep digging into more self-worth and how you can gain that. And related to that is also money. So yes, with Pluto there, often when it is hitting your second house, but now it's at the end of it, but when it's hitting the second house, mostly people, they go through some sort of a breakdown when it comes to their finances. But now at the end of it, I've also seen it, that people then get a breakthrough, which is like lots of money that can come in. Of course, that depends on many things in your chart, but that is also Pluto. Pluto does things quite intensely with extremes. So if you've been working very hard to strengthen your financial situation, to strengthen your confidence, because I've seen a lot of Sagittarians working on that, strengthening their confidence, going within and strengthening their worth and their value. And therefore, it's such an important thing, because your relationships will improve, they will get healthier, and so on and so on. So that's still going on for you next year. Now also, what about Neptune? Neptune is the planet, the outer planet that is the most important for you, as it squares your energy. Particularly the Sagittarians who've got planets between 22 degrees of Sagittarius up until 27, they will feel Neptune squaring up to their energy. It's not a bad energy, it's not a good energy, it's energy. And the square shows that it's going to be stressful at times. So what is that? It's in your fourth house, which is your home, your family, parents. So there could be something dissolving there. There could be something that is no longer working for you. I've seen Neptune in the fourth house, people selling their houses and going to a more relaxing area with more nature, with more water, Neptune. but they have to do some work there before they can get there. It can also mean, especially when it's your sun sign, to a lesser extent the ascendant, but when it's your sun sign, Neptune squaring it, it's a lot about people being very insecure when it comes to their career. Don't see it as something negative. See it as an 18-year-old that has parallel universes going on there and that can do some trial and errors. See it like that, because when you do, you're not fixated on the end result, and that is what Neptune is all about. So try to do something Neptunian in your career, especially the ones that I just mentioned, because when you do that, you're doing the good vibe of the Neptune, which is creativity, artisticity, doing something for the collective. All of these, doing something with healing, doing something with empathy. And all of that is going to improve your work when this transit is over. Then we've got Uranus. Is not that big of a deal for you, but it's still in your 6th house for the rest of the year. So you could have some routines that are a bit like, you know, Uranus is very like this with peaks and lows, and that could be your day-to-day life, that you embrace that you don't know. If you start your day, you mostly are not going to know where it's going to end with Uranus there. So it could be a little bit hectic, but it could also mean that when you have a job that is very, very boring, that you are going after a more exciting job, and that you will have to go a little bit out of the comfort zone there to accomplish that. Also, when it comes to your health and you're having some problems, of course, do what you need to do. Go to a classical doctor, but definitely also do something alternative with Uranus there, like going to an acupuncture treatment or a chiropractor or whatever, because that's what Uranus is all about. It's about the nervous system, and it's about doing something out of the ordinary. Saturn is in your 3rd house up until March. So it is in a sextile in Aquarius. So yes, some of you will be learning something or teaching something, and it goes quite slow but steady, and it is deep, because there is a meaning to it. There is a meaning of responsibilities there. And also when you speak, it's very important what you're saying. You know, for Sagittarians, not always easy. Certainly when you've got Mercury there in Sagittarius, you say it and then you say, oops, right? But this is the energy that teaches you to slow down a little bit. But from March and onwards, Saturn is also in your 4th house in Pisces. So again, and definitely the ones that are born now, but having between 0 and 7 degrees of Sagittarius will feel it the most. So the early born, they are going to have Saturn in a square. So there is more the discipline, the not giving up, you could say, and also when it comes to nurturing yourself, because Saturn in the 4th house, yes, it could mean that you have to take care of a parent a bit more than usual, because they are demanding your energy. But for most of you, if that is not your story, for most of you, it is about nurturing the self and not craving for others to validate you. That is the emotional security and strengthening that you will go through when Saturn is in your 4th house. Not always the easiest, but very fulfilling at the end. Of course, Jupiter in Aries from the beginning of the month up until May, you've got Jupiter in Aries in your 5th. That is fantastic. So keep on going when it comes to expansion, of having fun and having a great time and doing things from the heart, whether it is doing stuff with your children or romance. There's definitely romance there, you know. With Jupiter there, it means you could be attracted to someone from abroad, someone very fiery because it's in Aries, and doing a lot of stuff together that is very active. And but certainly it's a way to express yourself, and I like that for you Sagittarians, with a lot of fiery energy, creative energy as well. And when you want to have a project or start a new business, this Jupiter in your 5th house is definitely a very beautiful transit. Then it shifts into your 6th house, Jupiter in Taurus, from May time and onwards. This is nice. So when you start that project, it could mean that you're having a lot of work then. Jupiter in the 6th can mean a lot of work. It's also very good for finding more meaning there. So if you've been doing a job that you didn't like and you changed jobs, this is amazing with Jupiter in your 6th house. And Jupiter is you, remember. So your ruler being in the first a couple of months of the year in that very not extravagant, but expressive 5th house, it is very real, getting very real in the 6th house. So a lot of you Sagittarians are going to get some promotion when Jupiter gets in Taurus, or at least to find more meaning in what they do and purpose on a day-to-day level, on a day-to-day work, you could say. The nodes are also shifting, and up until July they will be in your 6th and 12th house. So again, 6th house, the North Node there in Taurus is all about you need to grow when it comes to your work, you need to grow when it comes to your day routines that improve your health, that improve the way that you do things. But as from July and onwards, again, I really like it for you Sagittarians, because the North Node is shifting to Aries, which is fantastic for you because it's again in that 5th house. So the nodes go backwards. It's a bit complicated, I know, but anyway, I hope you stay on board here with this little reading. But the North Node shifting into Aries, South Node in Libra, shows again an emphasis on that heart chakra, on that self-expression, on that a bit being selfish and just enjoying yourself, and a bit less looking at what your friends are saying, what they are doing. That is Libra energy, and that is where the South Node is, where you need to let go a little bit. And so yes, I like it. I have a Sagittarius rising, and I really, really do like the energy for 2023, of course, in general. Last but not least, we have Venus retrograde in a fellow fire sign, which is Leo, in the 9th house, which is your house. Again, fantastic energy. This is happening around July up until September time. So what is that? Travel, teaching, learning, all of that, you're gonna love it. You could go back to a country that you were that you ever visited and really liking it so much, or falling in love whilst you are traveling, or learning something, teaching something, and really, really enjoying it from the heart. It could be publishing something. It could mean a connection with a foreign person. And it really, your heart is going boom, boom, you could say, with being in the sign of Leo. Anyway, I love that year for you. All in all, it seems a pretty good year for you Sagittarians. The only thing that is a little bit more challenging is the Neptune. But again, some people will already have had that with the Neptune there. Having said that, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a good year.